Regal me, baby. Regal me, baby. Go ahead, baby. Go ahead, baby. What's poppin', icons? It's your girl, Regal Cardi A, and I want to welcome y'all back to Regal Me Baby TV, where we scream fuck self-doubt and understand it's a motherfucking life. Videos, things I wish I knew before I started this journey. So let's get into the first one. Now, this one, it sounds self-explanatory, but it's really not. And that is, do this for you. And I know some smart asses over there thinking, duh, girl, this is called a self-love journey. And you're right. But how foreign is it to some of us to actually love ourselves? And how can we truly love ourselves if we don't know ourselves? And how can we know ourselves when our identities are wrapped up into being a strong Black woman or a strong woman? Or in our relationships, in our friendships, in these bonds that we've connected and we our jobs. You know, some people, you ask them, who are you? And they'll say, oh, I'm a teacher. No, that's what you do, but who are you? I realized for me that I was so attached to being a strong Black woman that I did not know how to process my emotions, to feel my emotions. I didn't want to feel my emotions because I thought that was a sign of weakness. And so what I realized is that when I was overwhelmed, frustrated, on the brink of spazzing, of swirling, of just having a mental breakdown, I had no tools and resources in my toolbox to help me regulate what I was going through, to help me problem solve my situation, because I had avoided those emotions my entire life. I was not allowed to express them freely, really get to understanding them, because that was a sign of weakness in my community, in my household. And what I also learned, and why it's so important to do this for yourself, is because those around you are committed to that image that you are portraying. They are committed to the mask that you have portrayed to them for all these years, right? They are used to the dynamic and the ins and out of that relationship. And one thing about human beings is that we fear change. We fear the unknown. It's uncertain. We don't know, and we feel out of control when things change. So they don't want to see that shit change. And so you're going through this journey and you're uncovering things about yourself and learning how to take care of yourself and put yourself first in the moments you have enough courage to do so, right? And so that's putting them second to you. You're not showing up in these relationships how you once showed up. Shit, you ain't even showing up for yourself how you once showed up. You may be crying more. You may not be able to get up every single day and commit to that lie, right? To keep pushing forward, because I was raised, you know, I had a very strong, resilient mother who was not able to show what she thought was weakness. But there's so much power in your vulnerability. There's so much strength in facing what you feel is wrong with you or what you want to be better at. That is so much strength. And I'm so happy this video came to me. It's Denise Francis's talk with TED Talk in Queens Village, The Power of a Black Woman's Self-Love Journey. It was sent to me by another Black sister, my sister, and it allowed me to realize, and it gave me the permission, it gave me the power to realize that my identity was wrapped up in being a strong Black woman, right? But it also gave me the permission, because this one question she asked, she said, Black women, did you know that you could heal? Did you know that you could feel? You can cry and completely surrender to the tears falling from your eyes. And I'd never, ever thought it was okay to cry, to feel these emotions. Even feeling them made me feel disgusted with myself, that I would even allow myself to even think about feeling an emotion, to want to cry. And years and years of that, since I was 7, built up this big ass pressurized, I don't even know, Tasmanian devil that was just ready and clawing its way up, because everything that happened, I just kept pressing it down. You're okay, you're okay, you're okay. And even when I would tell, when my mom was alive, I would tell her all the time, she would caution me not to be crying when I was on the road, because I once told her, oh, I cry and drive all the time. And she was like, girl, don't be doing that. That's unsafe. Don't be crying and driving. But and I'm not blaming my mom whatsoever, but she never once asked me, well, baby, why are you crying so much? What is it? She was just more concerned that I might crash, but never asking me, what is it that you're crying about? I feel like the wild kingdom about to come up in this bitch. Okay, I got my window open, but why are your tears so much? Why do you have so many of them? And there's nothing wrong with crying. Please cry. Cry as much as you want to, as much as you need to. It's therapeutic, okay? And they're there for a reason. And sometimes a good cry is just, you don't even know why you're crying, but you just need to release that stagnant energy from your body. And tears is the best way to get that shit flowing. You know what I mean? And what I realized going through this journey and starting out trying to do it because I wanted to be the best mother for my child, and I wanted to get to a place where I wasn't thinking about harming myself for my family's sake because they didn't deserve that. But when I thought about it, like, that has nothing to do with me. Nothing. And this is a self-love journey. So, I started really trying to figure out, and I call it my rebirth once my mom passed away, because I was trying to figure out who I was as a woman without my mother. And it just took me on this journey. I was already on what I thought was a self-love journey, and now I feel like your self-love journey starts at self-love. That's what you may call it, but you go through self-discovery, self-awareness, self-acceptance, self-forgiveness, self-mastery is the ultimate goal, to really master yourself, to understand yourself so that you could really love yourself wholeheartedly, and that's why it's so important to do it for you, because other people are attached to the person that they know, this person that you've put on, and you've done so well putting that person together. But is it truly your authentic self? Most likely not. So go on that journey, discover who you are so that you can know how you show up, why you show up, how you want to show up, who you want to be, what you want to be. And even if you don't find your identity, right, in all these labels, just be perfectly happy knowing that you are so valuable just by being you. You're valuable. And that is one that can be so hard. We live in a very capitalistic society where you must be working, making money. Everybody's flexing, right? Everyone's a savage. Everyone's unbothered by all these things and all these labels that look good and sound good, but really are just masking fucking pain. Really are just masking the self-expression that wants to come out and up and through you out into the world, which we really need. We are waiting for the real you to show up. Just like people were waiting for the real me to show up. So do it for you, babes. Because there's going to come a time when those people that are your close circle, they're not going to see the value in you anymore because it doesn't line up to what they needed from you or what they liked about you. And that's okay. Your values don't align anymore. And it could be an amicable split, or it could be a very volatile split. It all depends on how much you're clinging to that situation, that job, that person, that identity. So trust yourself enough to know what you need to release and what you need to work on. But you can't do that if you're doing things for somebody else because you don't want to lose your best friend, or you want this person to love you, because then you're going to be doing shit for them. You're going to be doing things to make them happy and not you. And you've been doing that your whole life. So don't do that. And I had to learn the hard way, because what I learned is that a lot of my trauma stems from abandonment issues, And so I used to people please to not have people leave. But that just creates an environment that no one wants to be around. You don't get respected, that's for damn sure. They just keep doing slick shit in your face behind your back because they know that at the end of the day, they got you. And whenever they need to come to you and feel loved and get their validation or get their, their, what do they call it? Basically an ego boost, they come to you. And then when they're done, be gone. And How many times are you gonna allow that? So that is something that I'm still learning, like saying, deuces, this isn't good for me anymore. I gotta go, you know, and just understanding that it's necessary. But that's because for so long I was trying to do this for other people. But it's really about how I want to show up, who I want to be in this world, and constantly choosing to walk that every day. This week has been a rough one for me. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I showed up for like 2 days in ways that I didn't want to. Shit, honestly, a couple of few days. Because there is like a conversation that I'm avoiding. But what are you avoiding it for? Have the conversation. Release yourself from that. Have the fucking conversation. So I'm going to be having it because it needs to be had. And whatever outcome that happens, it happens. And it was meant to happen, you know? So I can unclench my booty cheeks and move forward. So yes, do this for you. And for me, I really had to allow that attachment to being a strong Black woman to cease because y'all know I love me some words. So I looked it up, right? Strong, having the power to move heavy weights or perform other physically demanding tasks, or able to withstand great force or pressure. Now, for resilience, there are two. There's the Webster Dictionary, right? The capacity to withstand or to recover quickly from difficulties, toughness. The ability of a substance or object to spring back into shape, elasticity. And I mean, that's cool, right? There's nothing too bad with that. But there's another definition of resilience. And the other one is from psychology, and it says the process and outcome of successfully adapting to difficult or challenging life experiences, especially through mental, emotional, and behavioral flexibility and adjustment to external and internal demands. And for me, I totally resonate with that because what this does is it doesn't so unattainable. For me, when I read this, it says especially through mental, emotional, and behavioral flexibility. All those things can be learned. So if I don't have it, I can go and get those skills. And I feel like that's something that's been super crucial to me on this journey, right? People who were telling me I wasn't doing the right things and all types of shit, right? And telling me basically that I'm hard to love. I'm asking them like, well, what do you think I should do? And I feel like something's wrong with me, and I will go to them, oh, nothing's wrong with you. You're not as crazy as you think, da 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 da. But then when we're having our breakups, I'm getting all this shit thrown at me, all these things that are so wrong with me. But it's like, damn. But when I decided I want to have an ownership role in my life, I went out and I sought these skills that I needed. I sought the skills that I needed. And so I know that I'm resilient, and I have resilience because I'm able to face my shit. I'm able to sit with myself and look in the mirror and say, all right, Regal, this is a little, I don't like that. That's not who I want to be. And I can go get the skills on how I can deal with that shit. And I'm not listening to nobody else. I'm doing what I know is right for me and my life. You feel me? And it's helping me be able to build my foundation and not just keep pushing shit under this weak ass flimsy rug of a surface that I'm trying to hide shit on, and my rug is barely holding the fuck on. She got one more thread left. Like, bitch, I'm tired. Oh, I'm tired. About to snap on my ass. But now I know that I have the skills, and I'm building the skills, and I'm building a foundation. So when shit start popping off and getting a little much for me, I can, ooh, okay, let me go pray. Let me go sit in silence. Let me do some breath work and think about the situation. You know, let me go to my DBT skills and see what I need to do. What part of the swirl am I in? Why is this triggering me? And I can let, okay, I'm pissed the fuck off. I feel unappreciated right now, and I feel disrespected. Where am I feeling that emotion? You know what I'm saying? And if I can't do nothing else, and I need to get out of a crisis situation, I can go and put my face in some cold water and hold my breath for 30 seconds, right? Because if you can't breathe, 9 times out of 10, you're not worried about why you're mad. You're just in that moment, present, holding your breath and understanding my breath has stopped. Okay. Your body's like, when am I getting that next breath? And you're not so focused on what's pissing you off, what the crisis situation is. But these are things that I didn't even know I needed, because when I was asking everybody else for help, I was getting like, oh, you need help again? Da-da-da. Why are you still sad? Why are you still acting like this? Bitch, because fucking 23 years of suppression and trauma is coming up, and I get it. It was at a time when everybody was going through that. But that allowed me to see that I don't like feeling like I need these people to figure out my life. I got this, and God got me. So I went and got the help that I needed, y'all. But it did take a long time. What is really a long time? Because a year is a long time to some people. But when you get into astrology, one long year or 1 year, or I can't remember exact terminology, but it's 2,500 years. It's like basically a year. So God's time is not our time. Yeah. And I'm not saying wait 5, 10 years in the same situation. I'm not saying that. But if it takes you that long to unprocess and process and then finally get it, kudos. Kudos to you, because some people live their whole lives not taking ownership and being accountable of their lives and what it is, and going to get the help that they need. So don't let nobody shame you. That's why you got to be so planted firmly in who you are that other people's projections bounce off your ass. Bounce. Like you bubble boy, be in a bubble. All about you for a minute. You feel me? So that's what I really wanted to let y'all know. Ask yourself, what is my identity tied into? Where is my identity? Where do I find myself in my identity? What do I see? Where do I see that in? And also, am I doing this for me? Or am I doing it for my kids? So my job, my man, my woman, my best friend. What are you doing this journey for? And if you are not at the top of your list, I need you to restructure that list, gain some new perspective, and to remember to do this shit for you. It's personal. Like the great words of prophetess D. Ray Hannah, it's a you thing, okay? It's a you thing. Now, I want y'all to go ahead and connect with me on IG, Regal Me Baby TV. Tap into the website, Regal Me Baby TV. Check out Royal Regal Designs, especially the Imposition collection we just dropped last month. Had a brand photo shoot this month. Things are picking up, so check us out. And above all, y'all, I want you to stay true. Do you. Fuck self-doubt. Peace and blessings, y'all. Love y'all. Peace.